Hi, Beth.
Hi, Veronica. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for speaking with BookTrib today. We're so excited.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Happy release day.
Thanks.
Can you talk a minute for just for a moment about Carve the Mark, the story and the world that you've created here?
Sure. So it's the story's set in space in a galaxy far, far away. So not related to our galaxy. And it's about a young man named Akos who is kidnapped with his brother, and he's taken to this enemy country. This country that's kind of been at war with his country for as long as he's been alive. And while he's there, he meets Syra, who's the sister of the dictator there. And she's got plenty of troubles of her own, and they are trying to figure out if they can help each other or if, the long-standing tension between their two cultures is too much to overcome.
Well, it sounds super interesting, and I'm sure fans of yours are so excited to get a new series from you. Would you say there's more or less research kind of involved on your end in this writing process than maybe there was with the Divergent series?
I think in the end there was. There was plenty of research in Divergent to make sure that things were kind of accurate to the real world, or at least close to what might be possible. But this book was very much separate from the real world. So it was a little more of just stimulating my own curiosity and trying to think about, who these people were and what kind of history they had. And so I did a lot of reading on just like things I found interesting and tried to incorporate some things or adjust them or to think about the kinds of things that you need to put in a fictional universe, like units of measurement and stuff like that. So a little more brainstorming and a little more research.
And Divergent, the book series, was such an absolute blockbuster, and of course the movies. What can readers expect, readers of that series expect from Carve the Mark that would kind of interest them just as much, but that there might be something different that they can really enjoy from it?
Well, it's always hard for me to be the one to say this because I'm not exactly sure like how, I just wrote it, so I don't know how people react to it. But it's definitely like an action-y story the same way that Divergent was, and it has a lot of the same like really complicated sibling relationships and growing friendships and maybe some little love story in there. And so it kind of feels like the same kind of book without being the same story over again. That's my hope, anyway. And as far as something new, I think it's just like a totally new galaxy to explore. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of different cultures that are represented in the book, a lot of different languages. And so I think there's a lot to dig into and get curious about.
Now, this is a duology. Are you already hard at work on book 2? Do you know how the series ends?
I am working on book 2. I'm right in the thick of it right now. And I thought I knew how it was going to end, but now I'm not quite so sure. So, we'll see when I get there how it goes.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
How do you personally handle maybe response, whether praise or critique, to the end of your series? It's your writing, you wrote it, and you wrote it the way you saw it happening, but maybe fans wanted something different. Does that affect you at all as a writer?
Like at first I think it was startling. I know it sounds completely bizarre to be surprised by the reaction that a lot of people had to the end of the series, but it really was. I was just so focused on the story and the character that I didn't really think that much about, I wasn't thinking about reactions. I was just thinking about Triss. So it was startling at first, but mostly I just feel like after a book is published, it really belongs to its readers, and they're entitled to react however they'd like. And that they reacted with so much passion, even if it was kind of in a negative way, I don't know, that spoke to me. So I found that encouraging, at least, that they connected to the characters so much, that they cared about what happened to them. That feels pretty lucky, like, for an author to have. So I don't know, I'm perfectly at peace with whatever reactions people have to my work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as a final question, fans of Divergent who pre-ordered Carve the Mark, they're going to be thrilled to receive an epilogue to the series included in that book. What made you kind of decide to write something following the Allegiant conclusion?
Well, I'd been kind of chewing on it for a little while. I really felt like the story was over after Allegiant, that, that I had tied things up the way that I wanted to. But then as time went on, I felt like there was just one little, knot that had gone untied, I guess. And, I had written this, kind of short epilogue that was really just for me, just to kind of see how it would be. And then when my publisher suggested, giving a kind of gift to people who pre-order, because the people who pre-order are usually existing readers, people who supported the Divergent series initially.
Of course.
And so when they brought that up, I was like, well, I think I might have something for you. So that's kind of how it came about.
Well, that's super exciting, and we can't thank you enough for talking with us today. It's been an honor, and we're super excited for Carve the Mark.
Well, thank you. It's good to talk to you.
Absolutely, you too. Thanks so much.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.